So basically, if you just want to talk about your own experiences with festivals and what you hope to bring to this festival, and specifically the format of how it improves visibility of films and the whole genre or the market of East Asian films.
Well, I mean, just touching on, what Adam was speaking about, I think the whole idea, a lot of the films are from Adam's catalogue anyway, so they're from releases that Adam's secured, but I mean, but even so, the films themselves are very much, I would say they're student-friendly films, that they're films that, particularly with something like Confessions, it's about young people, it's about kind of teenage angst as it was, and it's an exciting film. It's a film that, that's not stupid either. It's a clever film, but it's a film that I think students in particular will really connect with, and I think that every single film actually, in one way or another, in the festival, in the lineup, serves a different kind of function. We've got comedies in there, we've got thrillers, stroke kind of horror-y kind of stuff in there. We're trying to cover, I think we've tried to just cover as much ground as possible really with the films that we've got, and that's to do with regions as well.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be a blend or a variety when you have a film festival, so that you can, so that you can please everyone at least. And you can't have, initially when we were thinking about this, we were going, oh well, there's going to be people of a certain age and students. We can't just have, as much as I would have preferred to have maybe some Lee Chang-dong films of the catalogues, maybe some more gritty dramas, thought maybe for the first time, and this is from previous experience at festivals, you need to sort of get people in a little easier and then balance out the type of films you're playing so that everybody, maybe people don't, you don't play films too art house initially. Or since it's the first festival, keep it a little more good films for maybe more genre films. And then from the future you can start blending them in a little better. I'll give you two examples in that, this is in UK festivals, you've got Terracotta Film Festival, which some of you guys went to last year, and Zipangu, which also some of you guys went to, so you guys will understand that Zipangu, the guy who programs it, is a really great guy that knows a lot about films, but he's a bit too passionate about the films he likes, being a little more independent. So you've got this film festival with great little independent films that are more for film buffs, and the turnout isn't as good, especially in the first year. You should have probably balanced it up a little bit. Terracotta, initially the first year, in the first and second years, they were trying to get a bit more art house films, and then he started to realize that there needed to be a balance, there needed to be creative, so the festival you saw was probably a little more well attended than others. So in terms of other festivals as well, I mean, you always have to deal with these things in the first few years of a festival, but hopefully if you look at other festivals you can learn. So you just look at your crowds, the types of films you've got. So when you guys start programming this or looking at films, you need to, I mean, the message was programmed because of the fact that there's a large Chinese population. And we were thinking it's very important that we get a film with a director because all the Chinese students want to watch this film and have some sort of reason to watch it. So we got the message over maybe some other films because it's a Chinese film, Chinese director will come over. So you just got to sort of think of these things. So in the future, when you guys start programming, just look at that.
In addition to what you said, I wanted to actually ask something about that because perhaps not just the public, because East Asian film is not as mainstream, not just the public, but the media's desire for something to be made into an event rather than people just putting on an East Asian film at home, watching it with their family. Do you see that? I mean, is your intention to hopefully progress to that one day where it doesn't need to be an occasion to watch a foreign film, but you can just watch it at home?
Well, I mean, I think that obviously, the kind of title of the festival itself, with the East Wind's Third Window film festival aspect, is that hopefully the festival will attract people in who have never seen or seen just the obvious, films from Asia, be it The Ring or Battle Royale or Infernal Affairs. is that people who've seen those films is obviously the films that Third Windows distributes. And to be honest, that is literally how the relationship began, I think, with the Film Society, and how I got to know Adam was quite literally, there's a lot of distribution companies in the UK, CineAsia and Optimum, and it's not about just contacting any distribution company and saying, we're doing a Film Society, and it was about speaking to people who have got, Adam talks about having the passion. And these are businesses, they pick up major films, the big blockbuster films. Now, as we know from the films that we watch in the cinema here, the blockbuster ones from America are usually rubbish, but they're big films. And the same model applies in Asia. Is some of the blockbuster films are terrible, but they'll get released because they've got the stars attached and such things. So actually finding films that are actually really good on particular labels is quite difficult. And the thing that struck me straight away with looking at Third Windows and the catalogue that they'd got at the time was the kind of variety, and certainly to me the consistency of kind of the quality of the films. Every film was, whatever genre it may be, was just a quality film. It was clearly a lot of thought had gone into picking these films up. Then I met Adam and I was completely disappointed because he was an idiot. No, not really. The passion was just so important, because getting someone to come and visit the university, speak to students who may be sitting there thinking, what the hell is this, and not know a lot, is that passion, and having someone being able to, talk about the films in a very passionate way, and it's central to their life. And I know Adam's already touched on this. This is what I think working in any industry, any aspect of the media is all about, is if you've got a passion, you've got a dream, you're committed to what you're doing and you believe in it, then you'll get on. You will get on. And that ethos, I hope, is what is underlying, and it's what's driving forward the film festival in general. Is, I know myself and Adam, we don't want it to end here. We're not expecting thousands of people to turn up to this year's event. Not at all. We know it will be a nice, small, intimate festival. That's what we want, but we want it, to continue. We want to build on it, and that takes time. And I think that the point Adam's just made, which is critical, is you can't go. I don't think you can go into it having expectations of huge turnouts and converting people then and there. I think you've got to be in it for the long term. And I think it must be the same with film distribution as well.
Yeah, it's all about building relationships with the people who are buying your products, or the people that are coming to your film festival, and it takes time. I've been doing this for a while. I think my label's been going for about 6 years. But the reason why I come to places like here and I'm starting this film festival is, if you are a customer and the person who is selling you is very, very close to you and talks to you and listens to what you like, what you don't like, and sort of helps you and builds you along and brings you into the label, you feel more of a part of it. So if you come to a film festival, or if you're a student and this is an Asian film festival, you know nothing about it. But if you're handled in a certain way that you feel a part of it, then in the long run you're going to really get into what you're being sold, or what you're being told about, or you can build upon that yourself. But obviously the first time you need a little help. So it's all about sort of like quite a good customer service or something like that, as you will. I'm not a salesman in that respect, but I do love what I do, and I want more people to like it. But I also know that most people have no idea what's out there. So with this film festival, it's more about a sort of long-term building of relationships with new people, and the same with the label.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I agree with that. Everything you've just said, especially the part about you not being a good salesman. I agree with that. I think you're terrible. I think you're...
rubbish. Yeah. I'll be at the end of it with a hound.
Here's some money. Yeah.